Good morning, children. Then today I am present here with a new lesson of the textbook, that is Deep Water by William Douglas. So first, about the author. The author and the writer, the both are same. He is William Douglas. So some points about the author. Born in Maine, Minnesota in the USA. Graduated in English and Economics. Started his career as a teacher in a high school in Yakima. But very soon, he was tired of this job and then he decided to pursue a legal career and became a leading advocate of individual rights. So, this is a nutshell description about this writer. Now the background of this story. What was the situation that the writer wrote this lesson? What prompted the writer to write this lesson? So now see. This lesson is an excerpt from Of Men and Mountains by William Douglas. This lesson presents an account of the author's personal experience of his childhood. When he was a young boy, about 10 or 11 years old, he decided to learn swimming. And he started it. But after a few days, a misadventure happened. He nearly drowned in a swimming pool. Here through this story, he describes his fear of water and finally how he got over it. Now let's see the text. It had happened when I was 10 or 11 years old. I had decided to learn to swim. It had happened means once an idea struck him. An idea came to his mind that he should learn swimming. What was his age then? He was about 10 or 11 years old. There was a pool at the YMCA in Yakima that offered exactly the opportunity. Pool, a small area of water, a small area of still water. YMCA. What is YMCA? The full form of YMCA is Young Men's Christian Association. And Yakima. Yakima is the name of river also and name of the city also. In the city Yakima, the river Yakima flows. So here Yakima word has been used sometimes for the city Yakima and sometimes for the river Yakima. So after he decided to learn swimming, he chose the place that where should he go to swim. So he decided that he should start his swimming in a pool at the YMCA. And where was that pool? That pool was in the city Yakima. That offered exactly the opportunity. This pool gave the opportunity gave him the chance to learn swimming there. Means he could go there and he could learn his swimming there. The Yakima river was treacherous. In the same place, in his town Yakima, the river Yakima was also there. He could learn his swimming there also, but he couldn't go there. He didn't go there. Why? Because Yakima river was treacherous. Treacherous means children, faithless, deceptive, disloyal, unreliable. Means he couldn't rely on that river. He couldn't have faith in that river. That river was actually dangerous. Mother continually warned against it. The author's mother had continually warned him against that Yakima river. Children, here there is one word continually and one word is continuously also. So what's difference between continually and continuously? Continuously means no stop. Continuously means without ceasing, without stopping, without break. And continually means frequently. Means there will be break, but time and again, repeatedly, continually. And continuously, without break, non-stop. So this is the difference between continually and continuously. The author's mother warned him continually, always, so many times about the treacherous river, about the river Yakima, and kept fresh in my mind the details of each drowning in the river. What did the author's mother describe? The author's mother had told him so many times about the drowning cases, about the persons who had drowned there. Why? So that it could be fresh in his mind, so that the memory of drowning persons he could always remember. He couldn't go there. It was, but the YMCA pool was safe. It was only 2 or 3 feet deep at the shallow end, and while it was 9 feet deep at the other. But YMCA pool was not treacherous. It was good for learning to swim. One could go there to learn swimming. Why? Because at one end it was hardly 2 feet deep and on the other end it was 9 feet deep. The drop was gradual. The fall was also slow. I got a pair of water wings and went to the pool. You would have seen water wings in the movie. When a person has to learn swimming, then with the help of water wings, this is equipment, it helps in swimming. So with his water wings, he went to the pool. Which pool? The pool of YMCA. I hated to walk naked into it and show my skinny legs. The author's legs were skinny. The author's legs were very thin. So he was hesitated to go into the water without his dress, without his clothes. With his naked body, he didn't want to go into water because he didn't want to show his thin legs. But I subdued my pride and did it. Subdue, control. But he controlled his pride. What was his pride? His pride was that how he would go with naked body. But anyway, he subdued. He defeated his pride. He controlled his pride and he went. From the beginning, however, I had an aversion to the water when I was in it. From the very beginning, means from his very childhood, he had hatred for water. He had a strong dislike for water. He didn't like water. He didn't like to go into water. This started when I was 3 or 4 years old and father took me to the beach in California. He and I stood there in the surf. I hung on to him, yet the waves knocked me down and swept over me. Why did he dislike the water? Why did he not want to go into water? Actually, when he was 3 years old only, then his father had taken him to the beach, to the seashore of the river California. He and his father both had stood together on the beach, in the waves, in the surf. Surf means foamy waves. The both were standing in the foamy waves. He had caught hold of his father. He had caught his father tightly. But still, in spite of that, the waves came and pushed him into water. And the strong waves passed over him. I was buried in water and he was almost under the water. My breath was gone. I was frightened. Father laughed, but there was terror in my heart at the overpowering force of the waves. For some time I felt as if I stopped breathing, although it did not happen, but due to fear I felt. My father started laughing to see my condition, but I didn't laugh. A terror came in my heart. A fear was created in my heart. Why was I afraid? Why was I afraid? I was afraid to see the overpowering force of the waves. Overpowering, uncontrollable, powerful, strong waves of the water. I was afraid. When I saw how powerful the waves were there, I was afraid. And since then, the fear of water is in my mind. My introduction to the YMCA swimming pool revived unpleasant memories and stirred childish fears. When first time I went to the YMCA swimming pool, then my childhood memories, those unpleasant memories, bitter memories of water became fresh in my mind. But in a little while I gathered confidence. But my fear was short-lived, temporary. Just after a few seconds, I gathered courage. I mustered courage. I paddled with my new water wings, watching the other boys and trying to learn by aping them. I started paddling. I started moving my legs and hands up and down with my water wings, with the help of my water wings, and copying. Ape means copy, imitate. Copying the other boys. There are so many boys learning to swim. Copying them, I also started paddling with the help of my water wings. I did this 2 or 3 times on different days and was just beginning to feel at ease in the water when the misadventure happened. I did this. Means what did I do? I paddled with the help of my water wings, copying the other boys. Not only that day, but so many other days also. And how many times? 2, 3 times every day. And this way, I became at ease. I became at home. I became comfortable with the water. But one day, misadventure happened. One mishap happened. One accident happened. Now let's see the accident. I went to the pool when no one else was there. The place was quiet, the water was still, and the tiled bottom was as white, as clean as a bathtub. One day when I went to the pool, the water of the pool was still, no movement, and the tiled bottom, the bottom of the water of the pool, which was made up of tile, was quite clear. Anybody could see it. And nobody was there. The place was silent. I was timid about going in alone, so I sat on the side of the pool to wait for others. But I had no courage to go into the water alone, to go into the water unnoticed, unseen. So I kept on waiting for the others to come. I had not been there long when in came a big bruiser of a boy, probably 18 years old. He had thick hair on his chest. He was a beautiful physical specimen with legs and arms that showed rippling muscles. He yelled, "Hi, Skinny. How would you like to be dug?" Hardly I had waited for some time. A bruiser came, a boy who was very strong, who was very heavy, who was very healthy, came there. The boy seemed to be a specimen. The boy seemed to be example of a boy with his muscular arms and legs. He yelled. The boy cried to see me. He told me, he passed comment on me. "Hey, skinny boy. Hey, bony boy. Hey, thin boy. How do you like to be ducked?" Duck means, children, to push into water. The boy told me, "How do you like if I'll duck you? If I'll push you into water?" With that, he picked me up and tossed me into the deep end. After saying this, the boy lifted me and threw me into the deep water. I ended in a sitting position, swallowed water, and went at once to the bottom. I landed means I came down on the water in a sitting position, not in a lying position, not in a sleeping position. When he threw me, then I landed on the water, on the surface of the water, just like in a sitting position. Swallowed water. I gulped the water. I drank water and went at once to the bottom. And immediately, without delay, I went to the bottom of the water. I was frightened, but not yet frightened out of my wits. I was afraid. I was scared, but not so scared, not so afraid that I had lost my sense. I was in full sense. On the way down, I planned. When my feet hit the bottom, I would make a big jump, come to the surface, lie flat on it, and paddle to the edge of the pool. When I was going down, while going down, I planned. I thought an idea. I thought that as soon as I would go down and my leg would hit the bottom, I would jump. I tried to jump out of the water, and then I would come on the surface of the water, and after coming on the surface of water, I would lie down. I would be flat, and then I would paddle to come to the edge of the pool, to come to the edge of the pool. So that was the planning of the boy. When he was thrown by the bruiser and he was slowly going into the water. While going into the water, he made this plan. So that's all for today. Thanks.